Hiya, it's Dr. Physics here, and this is a short video about the GCSE Combined Science Physics Higher Tier Advanced Material for the 2022 exams. So, what have AQA said? Well, AQA have sent out some information to your teachers, and it says this: the format and structure of the papers remains unchanged, so they're exactly the same as previous papers, so the same kind of examined components. Each paper list shows the major focus of the content, so major focus of the content will be shown, but also remember you will be tested on what we call lower tariff items as well. Okay, so it also tells you which required practical activities will be assessed. It also tells you topics not assessed, either directly or through linked content. So what that means is linked to other parts of questions. So it's presented in specification order, and I'll tell you what that means in a minute. And also they're going to assess all the practical skills. Your math skills are in there, working scientifically. And it says it is not permitted to take this advanced information into the exam. But I ask, why would you? So, obviously your teachers will have taught you pretty much the whole of physics, and also you still need to learn those things that are low tariff questions. So the lower mark questions, but they are going to be really important that you understand them. So they bring together knowledge, skills and understanding, so you get linked questions, from across the spec. Okay, so you keep on hearing about specification codes. Well, specification codes are found in this document here. So this is actually found on the AQA website. You can Google it and you will find it. And this is what your teachers are using to decide what to teach you. And you can use it as well in terms of your revision. So GCSE Combined Science Trilogy. So you've got all the three sciences there that you're going to be examined on. And we're going to talk about physics today. Okay, and then you can see here, for example, 6.4 is atomic structure, and then it's split into 6.4.1 atoms and isotopes, and then into other substructures. So it's important you check what is going to be in the exam from what I'm going to show you. Okay, so here's paper one for the higher tier. As you can see, there seems to be quite a lot of emphasis on the particle model of matter and atomic structure. But let's start at the top. So remember, the green is the major focus, the white is the lower tariff points. So you still need to learn those things. They're going to be important for linked questions as well. So energy, you definitely need to know about energy changes and energy is stored. So you do a very important required practical, which is about temperature. So you need to learn that. Electricity, again, current, potential difference and resistance is a low tariff thing, but you're going to need to know about that so you can do the required practical question on circuits. Notice there are no questions, unfortunately, on series and parallel circuits or domestic uses and safety, but there are going to be questions on 6.2.1 and 6.2.4. energy transfers, which will be a major focus. Particle models of matter, very important, except you'll get no questions on the internal energy and energy transfers. And then atomic structure, as you can see, the whole of atomic structure is there. So major focus on atoms and isotopes, atoms and nuclear radiation. Paper 2. Okay, so again you can see it's quite a mishmash between the different topics, but forces are very important here. But, and there is a big but, there's no forces and elasticity. And also in the forces and motion section, they are not going to assess your forces and braking knowledge, but they are going to ask you quite a lot of questions or major focus questions on describing motion along a line. So I think that's things like acceleration, distance, time graphs, and also force, acceleration and Newton's theories. So that's quite important. Momentum as well is there, which is a higher tier only. So it's definite you will get a question on momentum. So waves, again, very important section with particularly electromagnetic waves and the required practical on infrared radiation. And then magnetism. Now this is a bit of a weird one. They're not going to look at permanent induced magnetism, but you are going to do a major focus on the motor effect. So I think you're still going to need to learn about those things to help you with the motor effect. Right, good news, you will get revised equation sheets, so those will be given to you in the exams. So remember, you'll still need to rearrange equations, so remember what your teachers have taught you about that, but this will cover all the equations needed for these revised exams. Right, so some takeaway advice. So this is from a physics teacher's blog. They're saying learn key terms, always learn key terms for any science exam. Don't forget the lower tariff marks, that they could be linked questions with a major focus, so remember that there'll be links there. Remember the links, so for example, series and parallel circuits topics is not assessed in paper 1, but this topic does provide the foundational knowledge required to access the questions in the required practical activity. So you're still going to need to know about those things, so don't forget to look at those things. Also, AQA have said that the Fleming's left-hand rule and electric motors is a major focus, but permanent and induced magnetism and magnetic forces and fields will not be assessed, even though you're going to need knowledge of magnetic fields to answer these types of questions. So you are going to have to learn pretty much most of magnetism to be able to answer those questions. Energy does feature heavily as a major focus for paper 1, which is unsurprising given the importance of this topic. And in paper 2, forces may be expected to feature significantly. Good advice. Right, okay, so I hope you found that useful. Please do subscribe to Dr. Biology, who is going to be doing a bit more physics. Hope the exams go well for you. Remember, key bit of advice, answer every question. Even if it's a guess, just go for it. Okay, I'll see you soon. Take care. Keep on revising.